Sight, where have you gone? Been in trouble for so long. You promised us milk and honey, then you blew through all our money. Oh, Front Sight, this is your song. Do you want to pay $900 to go to Front Sight? We're talking about Front Sight today, and that's kind of the gist of it right there. Yeah, it's going to cost a lot more unless some things happen, maybe. Or maybe it's not going to exist anymore. That's the other possibility. Unless you pay $900, maybe. Don't know. Don't really know. But I'm going to go through that here in just a second. Before I do, little musical intro here for you, because I do have another music video coming out very soon. It's basically done. You're going to love it. It's probably one of my best songs ever at this point. And those of you who have enjoyed some of my music here on the YouTube channel, you know I'm putting out more of it. So that's coming up very soon. I'm kind of inspired recently by Tim Pool and Timcast and the stuff they've been doing. Creating their own music and actually focusing on that because it's a way to influence culture, and we really need some sort of positive influences in culture, some, in my opinion, non-woke influences in culture, and I'm trying to do a little bit of that. Been trying to do that. I think I'm very much on the same page by accident with them, and yeah, please stick around. The next couple of weeks you're going to see that video, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. Let's talk about Front Sight. So, quick prelude. Yes, I've made a couple other Front Sight videos talking about sort of the restructuring, and then they're going back on the restructuring, and now there's more happening. Basically, they have filed for bankruptcy, and they are dealing with the consequences of that. Possible foreclosure, possible other parties coming in and investing and sort of taking partial control of Front Sight and changing a lot of things, and changing my membership and your membership, and making it so that the things that have been promised to us by Front Sight won't be there at all anymore. That's a very real possibility. So that's sort of the situation that Front Sight is looking at right now, that members are looking at right now, members of Front Sight are looking at right now. And Dr. Piazza has been sending out an email in the past few days, possibly longer. I missed most of them, ignore a lot of them, excuse me. I'm sure you don't blame me though. And he's been saying, look, I need your answer on this. I need a yes or a no on this proposition. So please respond ASAP. Now, I finally went ahead and read through all of it, and I gave my answer. I'm not going to say what that is because I don't want to influence your answer. You say what you want to say. You do what you want to do, but I'm going to try to explain the situation to you. So here's what it basically boils down to, and the email, as usual, is long, it's verbose, it takes a long time to sort of get to the gist of it, to get to the point, and you really have to, in my opinion, be very patient to get through Dr. Piazza's emails, because there's a lot of, yes, that's right, and you heard that correctly, and all that kind of stuff in there, and it's like, come on, just say the thing, but that's not his style. Anyhow, went through the entire email as requested by a couple viewers who were kind of upset about what's going on, and have emailed me and commented on past Front Sight videos and said, hey, could you touch on this, make a video on it? That's why I'm doing this by request. And in this email, I went through it, tried to understand everything. I think I do understand everything. And I'm going to try to boil it down for you real quick. So he starts off and basically, you know, recaps the fact that Front Sight has had these troubles, that they're in bankruptcy right now, and that there's a good chance that other parties will come in and take partial ownership or full ownership possibly of Front Sight, who knows. So he kind of recaps that, reemphasizes that, and says, look, I'm at this crossroads and got to make this decision on what's going to happen here, and it's up to you, the members, to tell me what you will commit to in order to try to rescue Front Sight from this. And so this is kind of a poll because there's not really a okay, pay here now sort of thing at the end of this. It's just give me an answer on what you would do. And there's no binding agreement here that I'm aware of. It's just a yes or a no in regards to his proposition. So let's try to go through the proposition and tell you what it will cost you to say yes. I suppose I should say it won't really cost you anything to say yes. It just means that if you say yes, this is what you're saying yes to. But there's no cost happening yet. And there might not be, because it still could just be bought out by outside investors, and then all these things he's proposing don't happen anyway. It's really kind of up in the air, and I think he's really just sort of trying to gauge members' interest and members' commitment as he's trying to navigate all this. Anyway. All right, so what he's asking is, no, let's go to the money first. Let's go to the money first, because I already covered that. Here's the money part of this. $500 a year is what you would pay for an annual membership maintenance fee. Any front sight member. Now, if you have a spouse and their membership is sort of attached to yours as like a family member or whatever, then theirs would be $100 on top of your $5. If you have children who also come, children under the age of 25 who also come and want to remain active, $100 a year for each of them. So in my case, I have 3 kids plus my wife. It would be $900 a year just to remain members of Front Sight. Okay? All right. Then it's $100 per person per day per course you attend. So if I were attending a 4-day course, that's $400. All right, so again, $500 a year just for me. Then if I attend one 4-day course for that year, $400. So $900 total just for me to continue to attend Front Sight. Again, it's $200, I think, if you take a 2-day course, because it's $100 per day for the course. And so, yeah, it kind of varies based on what you're wanting to do there. But again, if you have a big family, you bring your whole family down, like I've seen a lot of people do in the past, then you're talking 1,000 plus, maybe a couple $1,000, depending on how many people you bring down. And of course, membership maintenance fees, the annual membership maintenance fees on top of all of that. So it's just not the affordable. If you agree to this, and if this holds up, and if this is what, the course that Front Sight goes down and actually they survive and they do all this and they don't have to have outside investors rescue them and so forth. If they're able to just maintain it through these fees, these are the fees that you will be paying. Now, there's additional stuff that's kind of optional. It says $100 per day per person private training fee for platinum, $400 private training fee for night members per day, $600 for founder members, $800 private training for legacy members, $1,000 private training for Patriot and Patriot guest members and so forth. So there's all this private training. I'm pretty sure that's all optional, but that is something they offer. Now, they've also kind of changed what they will give you, and so they went through what they give you first, but that's the money part of it. So what they will give you, they've changed down, kind of whittled down a little bit. So what you retain is your membership, your ability to train, to attend the courses, all your TBD memberships, but they're converted to Patriot memberships, all your TBD certificates, but they're converted to 2-day, 4-day defensive handgun, tactical shotgun, practical rifle certificates, good for a student's first course only. All your Front Sight credits, patronage points, Front Sight bucks, and Front Sight coins. You get to retain all those, but you must use them for 50% toward any personal purchases in the Pro Shop, Ammo Bunker, Armory for food, beverage, background checks, membership transfer fees, etc. If I'm reading this right, he's saying that all your credits, your patronage points, Front Sight bucks, and Front Sight coins, are they worth half now? Or is he just saying you can only use half of them when you pay for things? I'm not quite sure on that. That's a little murky to me. there might be some difference there. I don't know if he's saying that they're worth half of what they were, or if he's saying that you have to pay the other half with cash. You can only use half of it, half of those points or credits or coins or whatever towards the thing. You can't just pay fully with the thing. You've also got to pay partly in cash. I think that's what he's saying. I don't think he's saying that they're worth half as much, but effectively that's kind of what it is. Because if you've got $400 worth of, front sight coins or whatever, you can only spend 200 at a time, on a particular thing for whatever the course is or whatever the thing is that you're doing. It sounds like you have to pay the other half in cash. So they're not really cutting them in half, I don't think, but they are sort of like making you spend cash too, if that makes sense. And your ability to will your membership, you get to retain that, and your account assets to a deserving heir, blah, 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 and a couple other things. So, yeah, they're sort of whittling down, changing what they offer a little bit, and now in order to keep all that, you pay $500 a year and $200 to $400 per course. And all of this is still if they survive the bankruptcy thing and don't have to get foreclosed upon or bought out by other people. So this is still not guaranteed. If you click yes on this survey that you're willing to commit to all these fees, doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just means that you are willing to pay it, which doesn't really mean anything at this point because there's just no guarantee. All right, so I'm trying to give you guys just a clear picture of the situation at Front Sight. It is a bit murky. It's tough to get through the emails and get kind of a full understanding of what's happening. I think I've got it down. I hope I presented it to you clearly. Front Sight, this is your song. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.